Welcome back guys to Biscuits Total War, and this is going to be part 3 of the epic clash that we had against the Murphy brothers, or aka Odin, Thor and Indi. Now, you've seen the first battle, our team managed to win that. Hopefully you've seen the second battle, which is the rematch, which is when they won that. So this is going to be the third one, best of 3. We were itching, myself and Hannibal, to beat these guys. They'd absolutely devastated us in the last battle, and we had our tail between our legs. But we wanted to smash the Thor, Odin and Indi in one last heroic battle. Now, unfortunately, when it came to actually playing this game at night time, it was roughly about midnight by the time battle 3 came up. And unfortunately, it was getting a bit too late for Thor and Coda. Potentially, maybe they couldn't handle the heat of the kitchen and they just had to get to bed, or maybe they were just too excited and they just had to disappear. So the third battle was actually going to be a 2 versus 2, but it doesn't matter because it's going to be just as good as the previous 2 battles. So it's myself and Hannibal. We stuck it out because we wanted revenge. We wanted to beat these guys, and fair dues to Odin and Indi for staying on to allowing us to have this third battle. Anyway, I'll quickly outline the armies because they're slightly different. Well, mine is. Hannibal has gone for his standard flanking formation. So you can see he's got one cluster here and a second cluster here in his cav, which is 13 urbans, 1 legionary first cohort, and 6 Praetorian cav. I've gone for something very similar. But what I've done, I also got 2 clumps. I've got 1 clump here and a second clump here hidden away. But I've also got 1 archer, and the reason why I've gone for 1 archer is I want to put a little bit extra upgrades on my cav, and also when it comes to engaging into a cav strike or engaging into the battle, I just want to have that little archer there to use a bit of flame shot and also try and nullify their advantage potentially if they've got any decent cav units. I want to try and make it so it's better for my guys. If I can try and drop their morale, it's going to make it easier for my urbans with their gladiuses to cut through either horse or urban cohort. So let's kickstart the battle. This is going to be the grudge match to see exactly what goes on. Now again, textbook style, Hannibal is going to start off at 101 miles per hour. He's going to run off to the flank, and you'll see any time now, yep, he's running off now, and he's going to run his guys over here. Indi knows that. He's going to run his guys over to position, and Odin's going to come over to support. So I was running my guys over here. I really wanted to stay with Hannibal, but Hannibal just kept on going and going and going. Indi's trying to prevent Hannibal from coming around this flank, and Hannibal wants to make sure he can take this flank. He's going to run his cav, he's going to run his infantry, he's going to run everything over here, and Odin's going to come over to support. I'm also going to run my guys over, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to run them so they're just slightly ahead of Odin, and then I'm going to stop my guys and try and get a few volleys of peeler whilst Odin's running his guys across. So you can see I'm going to try and get my guys here. Want these guys to stop running, they will throw some peeler. And here we go, it's time to throw peeler. Now my guys will throw everything into these loose formation units, and then these guys will hopefully just throw it straight into my loose formation units. If Odin was using individual attack, you could potentially use these guys to throw peeler into these guys here, but it hasn't quite done that. It looks like he's going to throw everything into my loose formation, and then this tight formation unit's going to throw everything over here. Now, I should have really individually selected my guys to go over here, which I haven't done. That's throwing their javelins. I've just thrown it all into the loose formation, and then I'm going to stick my guys into Testudo. Then what's going to happen now, Odin's going to peel off these units here, ungroup them from his main cluster of infantry units, and send them over to the centre here, just to bridge this gap. Looks like Hanni's still trying to get his guys around the flank here, and looks like Indi's going to try and play a bit defensively now, and trying to hold this flank here. Now, Hanni's pulling his guys back, so nothing much is really going over here. I'm going to pull my guys back over here and pull them back. Odin's going to send his infantry guys in, and what he's probably going to try and do is throw a couple of volleys of peeler, but he should have really ran his guys. But what he should have also done is get one of his guys peeled off from this cluster here, put them into loose formation, act as a peeler screen, because what I should be able to do now is get a couple of more volleys of peeler into these tight formation units and really win the peeler duel here. But I'm going to pull my guys back. I'm going to go in for a little cav charge and then I'm going to pull my cav back out. It's really to act as a dummy. I thought I might be able to absorb or pull back some of these cav units here. I've also got this cluster of infantry units on this flank here, and I'm going to use these to try and go for Indi's cav, because Indi's moving his guys right over to this flank. Maybe thought he could be able to rout this infantry unit, but I'm going to charge this infantry unit into this side here and try and snag up this cav here, maybe get a couple of kills. He's going to have to pull back his cav as soon as he can, because he doesn't want his cav getting intertwined with my guys, and I'm going to move my cav around to this flank. Over here nothing much is really going on with Indi. Infantry units are quite stagnant. He really wants to try and push his guys forwards and get them more into an aggressive formation, and these testudo units really should come out of testudo and actually put them in a nice long line across here where my cursor is, rather than staying here. My infantry units have got snagged up, and what that's going to mean is that all of Odin's infantry is going to plunge loads and loads of peeler into my guys here. But I was surprised that it didn't really do too much damage. This is down to what, 72, that one's down to 43. So now I'm going to send in all of my infantry over here. I'm going to send them right into this clump here. I know Odin's won their peeler duel here, but if I can just charge my guys in, I might be able to nullify this peeler. I'm also going to split my cav into two segments. One segment's going to go here, and one segment's going to come to this flank here. I'm going to pull them back. So what you're going to see here in a second is a real perfect formation. So my guy's going to go into this flank. Hannibal is going to peel off 3 cav units to put over here, and I'm going to send in all of my infantry units. So in comes my archers. I'm going to flame the cav. Now I'll just pause this for 2 seconds. No, I won't. I'm going to charge my infantry. Now I'll pause it for 2 seconds. So my 6 cav are here. Hannibal's got 3 cav here. To try and get the maximum bonus for the charge, what we should really do is Hannibal should charge in here, I should charge in here, then I should get maybe a couple of cav units around the flank to try and slice charge. That's going to be the perfect actual execution for this charge. Although I'm not communicating with Hannibal, Hannibal's going to read the battlefield and you'll see exactly what goes on. Now that was the perfect outcome. Let's see, so I'm going to charge in 3 cav here, right to this general. Hannibal's going to charge in his cav straight into this general. What's going to happen, these guys are now going to counter charge and go straight in here. I'm now going to counter the counter charge, but what I'm not going to do, I'm going to send this cav unit just around the side here. So not only are we countering the cav strike, but we've also got this cav around the back here. At the same time, I'm also using the flame attack over here. But look, we've managed to come around the flank, we've killed a general, we've managed to rout 1, 2, 3 units. Now my guys are now going to come in with a counter charge, and that was a textbook slice charge, a textbook surround. And although yes, Odin's got a bunch of units left, these units are now going to be nullified, because look, all of my cav, all I'm going to do is just charge them straight through this cluster, and you're going to see the mass rout of the Scipii just absolutely using their hoofs, going to be absolutely trample the Senate units here. There's nothing Odin can do. I've triggered the chain rout with my cav, and I'm just going to constantly charge all of my units through this cluster. I'm now going to swing my archers to shoot at these units here, just to try to make these guys scared of the flame attack. In comes my cav right into the flank here, and look, these poor Brutii are going to get absolutely trampled on. There's nothing they can do. Odin's now throwing in the towel. Indi's hanging in there for literally a few more moments, but all of my infantry units are going to come right in here. This guy is going to get absolutely wiped off. It's going to be an absolute clusterfuck of Brutii units. Indi's throwing in the towel there. GG to my opponent. I can't say how, I can't really underline the importance of winning that. I was really chuffed that we managed to swing that victory, because they won the last one. It's best of 3. I desperately wanted to win that, and I'm glad that we actually managed to win that battle. So, well played Odin there, well played Indi. Unfortunately, they only got 600 kills and 700 kills. Myself and Hanni got in 1300 and 900 kills. But regardless, that Titans, Odin and Indi played really well in that battle, but they played even better in the previous game. And that first game was awesome. So of the 3 battles, we won the first, they won the second, and then we won that 3rd battle. Guys, I hope you really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed playing those 3 battles. I really enjoyed commentating those 3 battles. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed playing it. Anyway, folks, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to leave a little comment. And always, please don't forget to leave a little thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your time. And we'll catch you guys soon for the next episode of Biscuits Total War. Cheers and bye now.